it's Abby from MosaLingua. Today I have a great English grammar hack to share with you. Let's talk about the verbs make and do. Two verbs that can be very helpful, but also somewhat tricky. Some languages have a verb that helps us talk about actions that do not have their own verb. Here's what I mean. Think about the verb to appoint. For example, the president can appoint members of the government. The noun for this is an appointment. However, an appointment can also mean the meeting you set up with your doctor or your banker, for example. But for this meaning, the verb to appoint is not the right verb to use. We need a sort of helper verb to express the action of calling the doctor's office or the bank to ask for a meeting. In this case, we make an appointment. Many other languages have just one verb that covers all different situations, such as hacer in Spanish, fare in Italian, faire in French, fazer in Portuguese, etc. How do you translate these verbs into English? Well, it depends. And this is, of course, where non-native speakers often get confused. The two most common English translations for this idea are to make and to do. But it can be difficult to decide which one is the correct translation for a given situation. Luckily, I have a grammar hack that is easy to remember and works most of the time. Here it is. Ask yourself this simple question. Is the action creating something new? If the answer is yes, you will most likely need to use the verb make. If the answer is no, you will probably need to use do. Are you ready for some examples? Do we make or do a cup of tea? Remember, ask yourself, are you creating something new? Yes. You are taking hot water and tea leaves and turning them into a new drink, a concrete object that was not there before. We make tea, coffee, smoothies, and other food and drinks. Next. Do we make or do our hair? Are you creating something new? No. Usually, we are not adding hair to our head. We are simply rearranging it to look different. Therefore, we do our hair and our nails. Next. Do we make or do the dishes? Again, are you creating something new? No. You are simply removing dirt from dishes that already exist. So, we do things like the dishes, the laundry, the housework, and the cleaning. Here's one last one for you. Do we make or do noise? Are you creating something new? Yeah. You are adding sounds to silence using your mouth, a guitar, or maybe pots and pans. So we make noise and music. Are you starting to get the hang of it? As with all hacks, this one does not work perfectly 100% of the time, but it's a good place to start. The more you read, hear, and use the verbs make and do, the better you will get at remembering or guessing which is the correct word to use, and the more fluent you will sound. I have one last tip for you before I go. If you are having doubts about which one to use, you can always try to avoid them altogether. Generally, you can find a more precise verb to say the same thing. For example, if you aren't sure if you make your homework or do your homework, you could always say, I'm going to work on my homework. If you are hesitating between make a cake and do a cake, why not say, I'm going to bake a cake? Is it make a decision or do a decision? Simply say, I'm going to decide. Paint your nails instead of doing them. Earn money instead of making it. Finish is another nice verb that you can use in many situations to replace make and do, such as, I need to finish this video. So, that's all for today. I will see you again very soon for the next video.
If you learned something new from this video, give it a thumbs up. Then, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Have a look around our channel for more hacks and tips. And if you're watching on another social media platform, like or follow our page. See you next time.